Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Tea and Crystals podcast. I am T.
And I'm Crystal.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are so happy to have you back for another edition of this here podcast. Before we get into anything, you know how I got to start the show. Crystal, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. I'm a little tired. I feel like our week has been smushed down from like a full 5 days to like 2. So I feel like everything's been a little cramped this week, but hopefully, after we record this episode, things will feel a little bit more eased up because it'll be a little while before me and you record again.
Yeah.
So
trying to make sure that we get this show out to y'all while also accommodating our schedules.
Yes, because
it's the juggle.
It is, especially because, our availabilities are constantly switching up. We're adding things in our personal lives that we didn't have to worry about before. So, you're doing your thing. I just interviewed for like a 3-day gig. So if that ends up happening, I think that will happen like the first week of March.
Something about
so
2 weeks.
It'll something like that. So it'll be another little small adjustment period that, unfortunately for me, but thankfully for the podcast, it's only like 3 days if I do end up getting it. So it shouldn't be too much of a hassle, but it will be a nice thing to kind of like see how our week would go if I had a full gig.
Exactly.
So it'll be experience. But yeah, other than that, I'm good.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm tired, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm sleepy. But we finna get through this thing. Get through this thing. I got my little, for y'all who are watching, the video portion of our show, I do have my little, what do they call these things?
Like Snuggies or whatever?
Snuggies. Yeah.
Must
this
be
ain't
nice.
A Snuggie, but it's like, it's whatever. It
must be nice to just show up. Like, if you saw my setup compared to his, and not even on top of the fact that I'm a girl, so it's like, I got hair, makeup, all this other stuff. But yeah.
And I got real adult clothes on under this, y'all. Like, I got real clothes on under here. But it was just so goddamn cold in this house. I was like, I can't. Like, I'm not finna freeze the whole podcast. So I gotta put this shit out. I think I've been on here on the episode before with this song. Episodes back at this point, but I've been on here before with this song. But anyway, let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's get into the fun. Let's get into why the people are here. So, Crystal, I have a little something that I thought would be cute, that would be fun for us to do together. I know we have talked about, in our pre-show meetings in the past about giving the people kind of a window into us as people, not necessarily what our thoughts are on other people's mess. And you know how I am when it comes to that. So I think I've found a way to not tell them too much of my business, but give them a sneak peek into kind of who I am as a person. And I really want people to know who you are as a person. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to play a little bit of Would You Rather. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So this is how it's real short. I don't have too many of these because I don't want to drag it on because I don't want to hear your mama cussing me out. So I got just a few of these, and they're going to increase in their ridiculousness, and the choices that you have to make is going to be a little more difficult each question that I ask you, each round. Okay. So we're going to start off real light. The first one is, would you rather have everyone you know be able to read your thoughts, or for everyone you know to have access to your internet history?
You said this was light.
This is light. Yeah.
Gosh, that's a hard one.
Ain't it? Because I'm gonna answer all these as well, but I'm gonna let you go first.
Oh gosh. It feels like I'm telling on myself either way. Like
Baby.
either what are you looking
Baby.
at or what are you thinking? Uh
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm gonna say internet. I'm gonna say access to my everything I've seen on the internet. Cuz it's probably pretty normal for the
Yeah.
most part. Like I feel like it's pretty
Yeah.
normal. I don't think it's too out there. But my thoughts like I don't but then again, I feel like my face gives me away a lot.
Mm.
In turn, like for instance, so very close friends, family friends of ours, the Gibsons, they hold this. We've been started to do this tradition a couple years ago where we do like a girls' night. It's usually about once a year, and it's been growing more and more every year. And it started off with people that I knew completely, and then as the years added, people have added other people. And so sometimes I don't always know those people. And last year or the year before, I can't remember because we don't always get to do it every year, but I think it was last year or the year before. They had to do like a mini announcement saying, "Hey guys, this is Crystal. That's just her face. She doesn't hate you. Like it's fine." And I'm like
Yeah.
startled. I was startled. I was like, "Wait, what? What's wrong with my face? What is my face
Mm.
saying that?" And they were like, some people they just think, that you don't like them. You don't mess with them cuz
Mm.
they say they be trying to have conversations and you're not really there. You're not really paying attention. And I'm thinking to myself, they're probably right.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause you got one more time to tell me about this back deck that you've been building for the past 6 months, and my eyes is finna gloss over. Like I'm not connecting with that. I'm so
Right.
sorry. Um, I'm choosing the same. I don't think that my internet history is wild. I really don't do nothing but Google stuff. That I do the millennial thing where you're watching TV or something happens and you're like, "Oh, I gotta Google that," because you don't quite remember in the moment. Um, so I think that's all my internet. That and stuff that I do for work. Really, I really don't be looking up nothing crazy on the internet. So y'all can have my internet history. As far as what I'm thinking, who baby, I would be can't like I would have no one in my life. Like I ain't go shoot. I don't think I would have anyone in my life because the shit that be going on up here, baby. Yeah. Next one. Would you rather never be able to go out during the day or never be able to go out at night? Mm-hmm. That's a tough one, ain't it?
As much as I am a night owl, I'll probably say I'd rather not have to be able to go at night than during the day because uh too much stuff happens during the day that doesn't all translate to night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't God, but I don't know. But then again
I
at night, it's
know.
like
I know.
I wouldn't have to be around as many people.
You know, and you know what? That is not where I thought you was going. That is not. That is not. I thought we was finna commiserate on a point, and then you said, "I don't want to be around people." But you know what? I'm with you when you're right. Okay, I'm
So maybe I
actually.
want to switch my answer because
Mm,
maybe I wouldn't want to have to deal with everybody at night.
let me tell you something. I honestly don't know because having a child, everything that you can do to entertain children happens during the day.
Yep.
But everything that entertains me happens at night. So I guess I would have to say never be able to go out at night is the more practical of the two.
Yeah.
Because most of the stuff that I do at night, I can find somewhere to do during the day.
True.
If
True.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Except for like going to the club.
Right.
I like to go to the club every now and then. But it's not something I do often enough where it's really gonna be like, oh my God, like life altering. So I guess I would choose to never be able to go out at night. Son of a bitch. All right, here we go. We turning up the heat a little bit on your ass, Krista. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather accidentally drop a premature baby or accidentally drop 3 premature puppies?
Oh
Ooh,
no.
sorry.
I don't want to
That
drop
tickled me.
any preemies.
Hey, and you want to know the sick part? The original version of this did not have premature in it, and I threw that in there.
That could change things. Just saying.
Woo.
As much as I loathe to say it, I would probably rather do the puppies than the baby. Because if they're premature, especially a baby that's premature is very vulnerable. I mean, I'm sure puppies are too, but I guess the humanity in me says not the baby.
I mean, they didn't say like spike them. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't say you gotta
Well,
kick
let
them
me
through a
tell
field goal or something.
Is the baby wrapped up in a bunch of blankets where if I kind of drop them on accident?
They didn't specify, you know what I'm saying? I'm dropping them on the softest pillow on earth. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Princess in the P version, you know?
Then if I'm dropping any of them on the softest, I guess still I would go with the baby because then I would assume the puppies wouldn't be as hurt. Yeah. But yeah, I'll go with that.
For me, I felt like this was the easiest one, but it was the one with the most shock value, okay? Lastly, Crystal, I don't know how I really don't know how you finna get out of this one, but God bless you. Would you rather have to sleep in a coffin full of snakes every night for an entire year or have to cut off your own pinky toe? Girl. I told you. I don't know how you gonna get out of this one.
I'm sleeping with the snakes.
I know that's right.
I don't think me and them snakes about to be like this
Best
by the
friends.
end of that year.
Yep.
I'm gonna control those things where if you ever come near me, I'm gonna sick them on you. We about to be training. We about to be all cozy in that coffin together. Choosing the snakes.
If I was a sick son of a bitch, I would have made it venomous snakes. I should have thought about that beforehand.
You didn't.
But I didn't.
But you didn't.
Damn. I thought snakes was bad enough. I think I'm with you. I would give me the snakes every day of the week. Like, I'm not cut off my own pinky. Say, girl, are you crazy? I was just, what's crazy? I was just watching a movie last night that was called The Lobster. Have you ever seen it?
I haven't, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Have you ever seen The Favorite with Emma Stone and Olivia Colman and?
Oh, stuff? No, I haven't seen it. I wanted to see it, but I haven't seen it yet.
You need to watch it. It's so good. But I think that the guy who did that one did The Lobster. OMFG, that movie is wild. Like, crazy. Anyway. As it relates to cutting off the pinky toe. Sorry, I had to connect the thought again. I was like, why did I say that?
We're old,
As it relates to cutting off, yes. As it relates to cutting off the pinky toe, spoiler alert, at the end of the movie, his partner was blinded during the process of the movie. And in order for him to make himself a match for her, he was going to blind himself with a steak knife. And it was showing him like putting it to his eye, and just like the thought of that, absolutely not.
Nope.
I'm finna, like, it's the thought of going to get the thing to cut it off. Like, by the time I think about having to go get the thing to cut it off, I'm like, hell no, where the coffin at? Absolutely not.
Like, what? Snakes do look cute. They are nice. I like them.
I wonder what them tongues can do in the middle of the night. What are snakes like? Peanut butter? Like dogs? I don't know. Anyway, let's move on, Crystal. I heard that you got something.
I
fun for
do.
us.
I do.
Yeah.
I have some viral. So I found this article on BuzzFeed that had like a bunch of funny little tweets and stuff. And so I included some of my favorites. So I figured I would share/show them with you so you could have a nice laugh with me. And now the article is not pulling up. So
Always when we have some type of show and tell for the children on the podcast,
that's
it'll
okay.
never want to work.
That's okay, because I uploaded some of my favorites. So this first one, we're gonna go to the live. Or this first one is pretty self-explanatory. And it was basically saying, like, my friend just got LASIK and I sent him this picture. And it says, how'd your LASIK go? And it's very, very blurry for our non-listeners.
Like, am I blind?
What made me so mad is like, this is my sight, but worse.
God damn.
Yeah, like without my contacts, without my glasses, like this is what my
girl, you can't see shit.
I can't. I really can't. So
you got astigmatism? What you got? Or you just
like,
blind?
I'm just blind, honestly. Yeah. I'm just blind. Okay, so this is the next one. The tweet says, whenever I buy something expensive on Amazon, I write a fake note so that if someone steals my package, they'll feel guilty about it in return. And so here's the note.
Girl, don't nobody feel bad about stealing your shit. Like, if they felt bad about stealing it, they wouldn't have stole it.
And it says, a gift for you. Hey, champ, I'm sorry about what happened to your favorite hamster. Here's a little something to help bring back those smiles. Remember, it's okay to miss those that have moved on to the cage in the sky. From Uncle Kevin.
Oh, not the cage in the sky. You know what?
Can you imagine like stealing someone's gift like that and then opening the baggage and that's
but
what's
if I
in
stole it, baby, what I'm gonna do? Return it? Like
True.
You need to put a bomb in it. Like them people do. That guy who does it every year on YouTube where he puts like the glitter bomb in it.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do.
True.
Get their asses back.
This one was so funny to me. It says, when you have picked bees 4 times in a row and the next answer still looks like a bee.
Pick bees.
Mm-hmm.
Like on the Scantron.
Yep.
Oh, I was like, why would you pick a bee? I thought you was talking about the insect. I was like, why would you pick a bee?
And someone tweeted back, they was like, and the funny thing is they might be correct.
Let me tell y'all something about them Scantron tests back in the day. They used to stress me the hell out because like if you had, like in that instance, if it was A, B, A, B, C. Now I'm like, this can't be right.
Yeah, it can't.
This can't be right. Like there's absolutely no way they would make this pattern, and it's 100%. Like, that shit used to bother me.
And it probably was right. You know, as a teacher, they were probably like, yep. This is something they're gonna second guess this pattern.
I was so happy when they switched SOLs to the computer.
Yeah, so you couldn't see it.
So you know what I'm saying? So you just clicked your answer and moved the hell on. Exactly.
Someone else said, sorry. Someone else said pick C to balance it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and if you remember, I remember people used to say, if you, when in doubt, pick C, because like that's your greatest odd of getting it right. I don't think that really worked for me.
That. What's the math on that? We all failed geometry. Okay. What's the math on that?
I'm with you. Okay, and this is the last one. This one was my favorite. And it says, I'm 59 and just found this amongst my mother's stuff.
What did you find? I'm scared.
It is a book that says, God. Is my child stupid?
The Fragrant Pharmacy. What does that
We're not
mean?
Looking at that one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to see like what else is she into? Like if she think her child's stupid, like she might have some other secrets on that show.
Someone tweeted, did she dog ear any pages?
Okay.
And then someone else said, will purchase and shelve. So when I die, my children can debate which one of them I bought it for.
Damn. Do you think that is actually a really funny like
Prank.
gift for like if somebody has a kid and it's like the kid's 10th birthday or something like that, to get the kid a gift and then also get the parents a gift, and it's a book like that they can just hide on the shelf. You know what I'm saying? Like that's baby, that's commitment to a joke that you will never see the payoff on.
True. That's very true.
Never. You just have to go to your grave knowing got their ass.
Either that
You have
or
to see it
like
from the other side.
leave a note somewhere that says, I've left something for you on the bookshelf. You'll know when you see it.
Mm-hmm. And then make it sentimental and leave like $1,000. Hollow out the book and leave like just a brick of thousands of dollars in there. Be like,
with
girl,
a
get yourself
note that
something to
says,
eat.
gotcha.
Got your ass. I know that's right. Well, thank you for that, Crystal. That was that LASIK one. That would have pissed me off so bad. Like,
look, I remember. So my brother didn't believe me. I don't want to say he didn't believe me, but there was one time I was going to get a gift for someone we both know, and I asked him to come with me to help pick out the gift. At the time, my glasses had broken and I hadn't been able to get new ones, and I didn't have contacts. We were driving at night and I told him, you have to be my eyes, essentially. I was like, because I can't see very well. I was like, everything's really blurry. So if anything's going to happen really suddenly, like, and he was like, yeah, whatever. We're driving on the highway and we're about to get off on the exit. And he's the one who told me, he was like, get off right here. Here's the exit. And I remember thinking to myself, like, this can't be it. Like, this isn't it. And I was right, because it ended up being one of those emergency exits where as soon as you get off, there's a gate right there. And so I'm getting off and we're going, and next thing I know, I hear him say, stop. And so I slam on the brakes. And once my eyesight's like adjusted, I realized the gate was down and it was literally like this close to my windshield.
Oh my God.
Both start freaking out at each other. And he's like, did you really not? I said, no, Justin, I didn't see it. I keep telling you that I can't see it now. And he's like, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that you wouldn't have been able to see that. My bad.
And you know what? Just for that, honestly, I think I would have drove to the gate. We both gotta die.
It's my car,
because you ain't believe me. Oh, okay. Damn. Now I would have took one for the team. I'm about to die anyway. So you know what? You'll never doubt me again. I bet
true.
you that.
That's true.
All right, you ready to get into the mess? Because I'm ready to get into the mess.
I am too.
Let's get to what y'all came for. Anyway, let's get into these Reddit rabbit hole streets in the subreddit r/am I the asshole. So this one goes as follows. Am I the asshole for announcing to my brother-in-law and his friends that my partner and I are going to have sex? Crystal, I told you. I really wanted to share this one with you, okay?
Okay.
My partner and I'm sorry. I'm trying not to laugh. Now I started laughing, okay? My partner and I brought a lovely home that's great for hosting get-togethers. Most of the time we invite friends and family. Earlier this week, my brother-in-law asked if we could host a get-together at our place since a friend is visiting the state, and he wanted to give his friend a tour of the house. Just a disclaimer, I really dislike having my brother-in-law over because he doesn't respect boundaries. We ask guests not to go into our bedroom and my office, but he goes into both because he was looking for our cats and he wanted to check the place out. Mind you, this man is 11 years older than us. My partner and I, excuse me. Yeah, sorry. I thought I skipped a paragraph. My partner and I barely have time for each other due to our busy work schedules. And this past weekend, we were looking forward to us time. My partner said he didn't really want people over, and I said the same. My partner takes it back. We can't. Sorry, we're busy this weekend. Brother-in-law kept pushing it and calling and asking why we couldn't make time. And he claims it's only going to be a few hours and that his friend barely visits the state that we live in. My partner just keeps replying that we're busy, and he keeps asking what we're doing and why we're busy. Saturday evening, we're relaxing and playing video games in the living room. Brother-in-law calls my partner to say that he's outside, just dropping by real quick. Partner says that we're busy. Brother-in-law argues, seeing us from the window, and that we're just playing video games. More arguing. My partner hangs up, and aggressive knocking follows. We go and open the door, and there are 7 other people with him. They had alcohol and snacks. This is a common issue between brother-in-law and us. I'm just fed up with this. I kind of just want I think she meant to say, and I kindly asked what they're doing there. But she said, and I kind of just asked what they're doing there. That don't make sense to me. And I kindly asked what they're doing there and that we can't hang out tonight because we have plans to relax. I went on a tangent about our busy week while I stood there and had them standing out in the cold. I ended the conversation with, we plan to have sex tonight and we don't want people around while we're going at it. We already told brother-in-law's name that we're busy, but he wants details here. We're having sex all night. Good night. Stay warm. Well, brother-in-law talked to father-in-law. Now I'm getting calls and texts about how rude and crude that I am, and I have no decency. My partner doesn't care how I handled the situation and understands that I'm sick and tired of brother-in-law. Am I the asshole? Community note, everybody. I did not edit that. I was editing on the fly because it was all kinds of fucked up. I'm adding words that aren't there. I'm changing sentences as I'm reading. Horribly written. However, we got there in the end. What say you, Crystal? Is she the asshole?
No. Is this a female? Did she specify?
This is a female. Yes.
Okay. No. And weird. Why? I don't understand these people that have these family members. Like, all I would have had to have said to my family members was, I've told him multiple times we were not available to hang out, and he literally showed up with 7 people to my place, and they would have been like, "You're in the wrong, sir. Why did you show up to her place when she told you not to?" Also, why is he insistent on hanging? Like, does he not have his own place? He's your brother-in-law. Okay, I'm assuming from your partner's side then. But still, does he not have his own place? Can he not bring his friends there? What is it about your place that is so amazing that he has to go to your place, other than the fact that I'm assuming that you guys have a place and he doesn't? Yeah, I applaud you for I mean, what else are you going to do? I would have gone into more detail. I would have thought of something obscure that would have really messed him up, in hopes that he will never come around again.
He finna have me hanging from the chandelier holding 2 bananas, screaming like a monkey tonight. And I just don't want y'all to be around for that, you know? I don't want y'all to hear him digging in these guts.
Right.
I really don't want y'all to hear that. Because, you know, whoa, I was about to take it too far.
Whoa now.
I was about to take it too far. Wow.
We have community guidelines we have to follow, okay?
Listen,
okay?
I self-edited. Because I was about to get us off. We was about to be off of YouTube.
Yeah. But yeah, that's really strange to me, that and really rude and ridiculous, especially when the guest that he has invited over has explicitly gone against my wishes when it comes to my home. I mean, if I tell you not to do something and then you do it, that's a violation of my privacy and and of me in a sense, and so I wouldn't be able to allow those people in my houses either. Like, I wouldn't want them around.
Mm-mm.
If I'm having if I'm having a get together and I invite you, obviously that's one thing, but you don't get to just invite yourself. I mean,
And then you gonna lie to me talking about, oh, I'm just stopping by. Like you just
right.
stopping by with your friend. And then it's 80 y'all motherfuckers with
Mm-hmm.
snacks and liquor
Right.
that's finna come in my house.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't go far enough for me, right?
No.
You were already halfway there and cussing their ass out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of giving them a lie,
Mm-hmm.
you should have just told them, y'all are losers for hanging out with this motherfucker here. Okay?
Yep.
Let me tell y'all what he did, right? This loser who was a decade older than me and my husband, or me and whoever this nigga is. Oh, this man is to me. Whoever this man is to me. It straight up lied to y'all face and brought y'all over here like he was a teenager. Like, why did y'all follow him here? What did he tell y'all? Like,
right. And then
there's so many questions.
on top of that, for the people who are in the group, once you realize that you weren't welcome, why were you still there? Why were you going along with it? Why didn't you guys immediately turn around and be like, this ain't happening? If anything, go into the parking lot and have a party. Like, I don't know what to tell you, because I would have immediately seen these people's faces and been like, we're not welcome here. We're not staying.
I'm gonna count to 3, right? Imagine that me and you are in this situation. We're with the brother-in-law, and we don't know until this situation happens at the door. When this shit goes down on the door, give me the faces you would give me, and I'm gonna give you the face that I would give you on a count of 3 into the camera. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Nope.
Like it ain't gonna take nothing. We would have peeped immediately and be like, all right, well, we would have been back in the car.
And I would have been looking like, why did you bring my introverted ass around these fucking people? Timmy, what were you thinking?
Hey, you know it ain't gonna be me. I am not the one. I need all the details. I need to know who finna be there before I even agree to go. And I'm driving myself. Let me give y'all a pointer out there, people. Because a lot of y'all get caught up in situations that you don't need to be in because you're carpooling. Don't carpool. If you're going out, drive your own car. If you drinking, get your own Uber. Do not carpool with people because you don't know what they finna get into, what's going on. In situations like these, you need to be able to get the hell up out of Dodge immediately. Okay? No strings attached. You ain't depending on nobody. You can get the hell up out of there and handle them relationships afterwards. But if I was in that situation and that started to go down at the door, all you would have heard by the time that she get to the point where she talking about we're having sex, you would have heard my car like, and I would have been peeling out the driveway. Ain't no way I would have been caught up in this. Ain't no way.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's such an awkward place to be in, and weird of your family to just take the other person's side. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Losers.
Losers.
You got something for us.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I have an Am I the Asshole as well. Let me pull it up.
Oh, am I the asshole?
Now, I do want to say that, because I know you guys will be in my comments like crazy. I know there was an update to this, but the person deleted their whole profile, and you will understand after I read this to you.
And if you know that there's an update, then you can go find the fucking update yourself, girl. Like.
Yeah, because I haven't found anyone that like had saved it, and because a lot of people on Reddit, like they'll read a story and they'll immediately like find a way to screenshot it, save it, and then they'll upload it onto like different subreddits, like Best of Wiki or like Best of Reddit updates, so that in case it ever does get deleted in any way, there's still some sort of form of trail that you can still see. So thankfully I ended up, when I saved this story, I ended up saving one of those Reddit on wikis because they deleted. So I at least have the original story. All right. So this one is called, Am I the asshole for calling my wife a vindictive bee for refusing to do anything for my kids, even though they told her, stop trying to pretend she's their mom?
Oh, I already have an opinion, but let's get into the story.
Okay. I met Anne 2 years ago. I'm sorry. Let me redo that. Let's
When
rewind.
you said Anne,
Look.
you know exactly who I was. Ladies and gentlemen, that's an inside thing. Inside, sorry.
Because it's a different. Yep.
It's a different. Yeah.
I don't get to. Yeah.
Sorry, y'all.
Maybe one day we'll tell you that story, but it's a long one.
Absolutely not.
Okay. I met Anne 2 years after my wife, Susan, died. We have been married 10 years. I have 2 daughters with Susan, Molly 14 and Rose 16. Anne and I have 2 sons, Tom 5 and Paul 2. Anne has usually been, sorry, they didn't really edit this fairly well either. Anyways, Anne is usually really involved with helping keep Susan's memory alive and accepted her place in the girls' lives. But after she got pregnant with Tom, she started to push her role as mom onto the girls, which caused many fights between Susan's family and me. She stopped celebrating Susan on Mother's Day and Christmas, even refused to attend what would have been Susan's 40th birthday at my in-laws' house. Anne has been a great mother to my girls over the years. She's been very hands-on with everything, like helping them with school/hobbies and having celebrations/holidays plans month in advance. My oldest daughter, Rose, got pregnant 4 months ago, and the father isn't in the picture, so Anne has been doing everything to help and plan for the baby. I thought the relationship was becoming more stronger. She even had Anne plan her gender reveal and baby shower. But 2 weeks ago, Susan's mother and sister came to visit. They were having a conversation, and mother-in-law brought up how hard it must be on Rose to be alone in this without her mom, especially during her first pregnancy, and it breaks her heart that she had to grow up without a mother. Anne then smashed a plate on the ground, which shocked everyone into silence, and said, "What about me? I've been there every step of the way. Me, not you, me. She has a mother that takes great care of her." Molly, the younger sister, screamed at Anne to not speak to her grandmother like that, and she wasn't their mom and just their dad's wife, so she needs to stay in her lane. A crying Rose said that she wished it was Anne dead instead of her mom, and she's sick of pretending to like her so she can stop trying to play pretend she's their mom. Anne said, "Okay, fair enough. I'll stop playing mom from now on. I'll just focus on the kids I gave birth to." Anne left the house for a few hours. When she came home, she just checked on the boys who were in bed and went to sleep, ignoring me. We had a conversation the next morning. I suggested family counseling, and everyone apologizes for the hurtful things they said to each other. She said there was no need, and she was making breakfast and to wake up her kids. When I got the boys ready and woke up the girls, we went down for breakfast, and I noticed Anne didn't make any breakfast for Molly and Rose. She then sat down and started talking to me about how she was going grocery shopping later, and did I need anything? Then said no when the girls told her what they needed. It's been like this for 2 weeks, and she won't do anything for the girls or even speak to them unless she has to, and she treats them more like roommates. I've tried to speak to her about it multiple times and tried to have a family discussion about what happened because the girls are extremely sorry, but Anne will simply say she's giving them the relationship they asked for. Today was meant to be Rose's gender reveal, but Anne canceled everything she planned and failed to mention it till Rose asked her 2 days ago, so I couldn't plan a decent party in time. Anne didn't even attend. She went to see her parents, which really hurt Rose. I was so angry at Anne. The minute she came home, I lost it at her. I called her a vindictive be, and that I'm sick of her acting like a child, that she was 42 years old playing mind games with a teenager, and if she kept it up, we'd be getting a divorce. She just gave me back her wedding ring, packed a bag for her and our sons, then left. I've tried to call her, but she won't answer. Both my girls haven't left their room, crying, blaming themselves for what happened.
I mean, uh, this is like the first story where I'm really like, everybody is right. She is not their mom. Them little bitches is ungrateful. The grandma was out of line for saying that shit in front of the stepmom because the stepmom has been there. She has been doing stuff. The stepmom is wrong for canceling that party on that girl like that, but she's also right for canceling that party on that girl like that. The husband is correct. She is being vindictive. However, I am totally with the mother, the stepmom for getting the fuck up out of there, getting her kids and beating feet, cause fuck them little bitches. Like they said they ain't want me to be their mama, so I ain't gonna be their mama. Like that's exactly what they asked for. You don't get to get all the benefits of me actually participating in your life. Now I get the resentment that the girls had because you low key trying to erase my mom by phasing her out. Like if you're participating in these memorial things and different things to keep her alive within the family and stuff, you're obviously not attending these things because you don't want her to be part of the family anymore. You want to be the mom. I mean, it was OD of the stepmom to get up and smash that plate. And I'm not mad at the girls for putting her in her place, but y'all took it a little too far by completely dismissing the part that she played in y'all lives, because y'all are seeing now how she could have treated y'all the entire time, but she didn't. She treated y'all like her kids. This just goes further to my opinion of not blending families. I don't like that shit. It never ends well. Yeah, this is wild. I think everybody is right and everybody is wrong in this situation. I do think he's an asshole for calling her a vindictive bee, but I also don't think he is, simply for the fact that, I mean, no, like I'm really like 50-50 on it, because you told me don't do shit for you. You told me you not fucking with me. You told me you don't want nothing from me. I'm not your mama. Why would I continue to throw this party for you? Why would you think that I'm finna throw this party for you if we're not even speaking? Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me.
No, I'm with you. Ultimately, I'm going to have to say I'm on Team Anne's side in this.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, I know in the update he did mention that like it took, I want to say, several days for the youngest Molly to even try to apologize, and I want to say it took almost a week it took a week for Rose to apologize, and she only apologized once she realized her party was canceled by Anne.
And there it is. And there it is.
But my thing is now, granted, regardless of how long Anne has been in their lives, it's perfectly okay to set a boundary in terms of like how they're going to perceive Anne. But this isn't like Anne came into their lives like a year ago and they were 15 and 13, like they're grown, they had their mother all this time, or they've had their mother memory all this time, and it's only been that they met, Am came into their lives at the very least when they were 6 and 4. They were still very,
Mm,
very young, especially for the 4-year-old. So she's been in their lives for a very long time.
mm-hmm,
And I understand that for a lot of stepmoms, it can, and especially when you're coming into a relationship where the parent has passed, it can be hard to, have that role because you don't want to seem like you're replacing the parent that died, but you do look at these people as, your kids in a sense. You want to be able to, I guess, feel appreciated for the role you play in them. And some of them can be really grateful, but there are some of them where it takes a very long time for them to be able to really appreciate you, you know, for the role you played. I while I am all for keeping the memory alive of their mom, I do find it a little weird with how far they're going with keeping it alive in terms of like throwing her a whole birthday party. Um like to me it's just a
I
little
think that's
strange.
nice.
It is
I think
nice, but
it's,
it's also a little weird. Um
but why? Okay, first of all, let's go all the way back because he mentioned that the girls were 16 and 14, right?
yes.
Is it 16 and 14 at the time that this letter was written?
Right.
So the 16-year-old is pregnant?
Yes.
Girl, we just gonna skip over that? Like, he was talking about this shit like it was normal, regular, degular, like, oh, she throwing her a baby shower, da da da. It's a little ghetto around there. Why is this 16-year-old pregnant? Like,
She's pregnant.
you have bigger fish to fry,
Right.
okay? Instead of worrying about who mama who and who mama
Mhm.
who ain't and who mama did and who mama,
Right.
you need to be worrying about who your daughter is. You know what?
Yeah.
Let me wash my mouth.
But regardless of what I think in terms of their celebration, the wife has been very understanding about keeping the mother's presence alive in these girls by celebrating all these holidays and stuff like that. I want to say, if I remember correctly, that her whole pushing more of a motherly figure on them happened after she had their first child, and then she wanted to also be included in things like Mother's Day in terms of celebration, and there
Mm-hmm.
was
Mm-hmm.
pushback
Mm-hmm.
because they almost twisted it as if she was trying to assert herself as being the only mother, when all she really wanted, it seemed like, from what I understand, was just to be included because now she's a mom too. They have children.
But it was it's that coupled with you stopping participating in the celebrations that they're holding to memorialize their mother. I think that coupled with the whole Mother's Day thing is what made them like, girl, no, because
Mm-hmm.
you're not even participating in. Because I see, right, because that's why I wanted to clarify their ages, because I wanted to see if they were a little older or if they were teenagers. I think I can't speak for women, but I know for people around that age, that pre-pubescent to pubescent age, is highly emotional. I'm sure there's a lot of things that their friends are experiencing with their moms as far as relating to them and that they're missing. And I understand that they have a stepmom, but it's not their mama, right? And especially the girl who was 16, she was old enough to remember her mom and, you know, probably misses having that opportunity to experience that with her mom. Um, and I think that's where that is coming from. I think Anne low key started this shit. She low key started it by she was kind of dismissing their mother. She was positioning herself to be the only mom
Mm-hmm.
after she had her kids. Because it's not lost on me that she had them kids, and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, I'm not participating in y'all dead mama shit. Like, but I do want y'all to celebrate me for Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how it reads It's not, oh, I want to be part of Mother's Day. I want to be Mother's Day.
Right.
Like, y'all should be celebrating me. And it kind of solidified that train of thought for me by the reaction that she had to the grandma, saying to the girls, it's tough growing up without your mom, because girl, that is true. It is tough. You're not their mom.
Mm-hmm.
It is tough for them at that age to grow up without their mom. She didn't say a mom, your mom.
Right.
So the fact that she got up and threw that plate and stuff, I'm like, girl, well, yes, you wanted to be the mama.
Well, there's a comment, from people on this thread. So one of them said that if you do the math, OP said he's been married for 10 years and they met 2 years after Susan's death. Assuming that they didn't just get an overnight wedding thing, that means Rose was most likely 4 and Molly was 2 when Susan died. And so 6 and 4 when Anne and OP got married. And then they also said that OP had replied to a few comments and then deleted them in his account. It would appear Susan's mom has been doing this for years. When she gets called on it, she starts crying or pretending she's taken a turn. And so then the daughters will defend their grandmother. So I guess that she's been saying things like for years, it's hard them not having a mother while Anne is around. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I understand, regardless of everything. I mean, Anne is obviously hurt because she feels like her role is being diminished and taken advantage of, in a sense, because essentially they want Anne to do all the things a mom would do, but not acknowledge,
I agree,
her role in their lives either. You don't have to say she is, I have, I have a biological mom, I had a mom that passed, but I've had a stepmom that's been there for me too. There's ways to try to include both of them and understand their role. It's not wrong to love both of them as your mom. It's, it's okay. Maybe they don't understand that. Maybe as 16 and 14-year-olds, they don't realize it's okay to love Anne as a mother, and you're not disrespecting your mother's memory by, feeling that way.
And see, this is where my problem with the blended family comes in, right? Because I totally agree that there is nothing wrong with loving your step parent as much as you do your biological parent, right? But these step parents have to understand that's not a choice that you can make those kids make, right? And I think that's where Anne fucked up at. She's trying to force the issue on them by shoving down their throats. I did this for you. You should love me as much as your dead mama. Da, da, da. I've been here, all this time, technically longer than she has. Da, da, da. That is the complete wrong way to go about it. These girls have the right to their boundaries. If they don't want to accept you at this tender age as their mom, or give you, the prestige of that title that you so desperately want, obviously, you can't take that out on them girls. Like, it's not, you're the adult in this situation. You should have the emotional intelligence to understand where these girls are coming from. Yes, grandma is shady for throwing them comments out, because I'm sure she picks her moments, but they're still true statements. She not lying, and it's obvious by how the girls react that they relate to what the grandma is saying. So respect these girls' boundaries. But I also don't disagree with how you're handling it. If these girls pop off at the mouth and tell you, I don't want you doing nothing for me, you ain't my mama, and you decide to act like you not their mama and not do anything for them, they got to live with that. Because that's what they said out their mouth. That's what they said out their mouth. I mean, it is a little petty because, again, you are the adult in this situation. However, I'm not finna get on your ass about handling it that way. I don't know. I'm on the fence. I don't like everybody. Everybody did something wrong in this situation.
I was about to say it's probably best to say like everyone sucks here or something like that.
Yeah.
I do again, I don't know what the update was cuz he deleted everything because people were just not on his side for the most part. And whatever he said in the comments I don't think helped. Cuz I get the feeling that he's not like you where there's conflict where it's like everyone sucks in the situation. He's seeing it as only she sucks in this situation. So he was taking most of it out on Anne, and I guess she's not feeling appreciated or whatever. So from what I understand from the update, Anne is filing for divorce. And he still blames her for her childish behavior, and the girls are now crying their eyes out because they feel like they essentially broke up the family.
Everything you just said is true,
right?
everything is all true. It is your fault. She was being an asshole, and he is absolutely wrong for how he went about it, and she is completely right. The one thing that she did 100% right, no matter how you look at it, is file for divorce. That's the exact course of action that you should have taken. Take them kids. Take them kids and go on about your business, because this is obviously not the situation for you. Everybody sucks.
Agreed. I'll agree with you on that one.
So do we have time for another one? What you thinking?
We are pushing it for another one. We are pushing it for another one.
I mean, we don't want to shortchange them. I don't like ending before an hour.
Timmy's like, I don't got to do the editing.
You right. I just don't like giving them under an hour. I feel like they finna cuss us out if we give them under an hour.
I mean, I can understand that. I can definitely understand that.
Y'all got about 13 more minutes of our time, okay? Tops. So let's give it to them quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna read one. I got one right up here, okay?
Okay.
Am I the asshole for demanding my house guests pay me for what she drank? I, 29-year-old female, was asked by a friend, 27-year-old female, that I went to university with, if she could stay a few days at my place on her vacation. She came a couple days ago and also brought her sister, 31-year-old female, which was fine with me. Her sister declined going out for dinner with us and wanted to stay in. That was fine, and we left and we went to eat. Well, turns out her sister is a recovering alcoholic and wasn't coping well being in a different place. We came home a few hours later and I found out that she got drunk and raided my liquor cabinet for what she could find. She ended up drinking my very expensive gin, $300 US, that was given to me by my dad. It's not something I ever would have offered guests. When she woke up the next morning, I told her that she needed to pay me for it. I didn't even open it. She started freaking out, saying that it was a mistake and that she couldn't afford the rest of her trip if that's what it really cost. I told her that she technically stole it from me and that she needed to pay me for it. My friend from uni says that her sister is struggling in recovery, and they really can't afford to compensate me without ruining their trip. I asked them to leave, and they were both very upset about it. While I do understand that it was a moment of weakness, I still think that she needs to pay me for it. If she broke it by accident, that would be a very different story. Am I the asshole for wanting her to give me the money for it?
Why wouldn't his roommate let him know that she was a recovering alcoholic?
That would be something very, very important to let someone know.
Especially because seeing as the roommate, you should know there is alcohol in this apartment.
Well, this girl, they aren't roommates.
Okay.
Yeah, this girl, the original poster, the girl is visiting her. Well, the girl is staying with her because she's going on vacation, I guess, wherever she lives. They're friends
Okay.
from university.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, even so, especially since it seems like she is a newly recovered or recovering alcoholic. So I still think it's appropriate to be like, hey, just a heads up. Especially because if she did go out, I would have wanted to be like, hey, if we're going to go out, maybe not to like a place where there's a lot of drinking, you know, because she's a recovering.
Yeah.
Either way, I would have felt like this should have been something that should have been brought up.
Yeah.
Regardless, though, I don't understand why her being a recovering alcoholic is an excuse for her not having consequences for her actions.
Come on.
Like, if anything, you know, you should know more than anything, having gone through the steps about like making amends and all that stuff, that, you know, your actions have consequences and you messed up by falling off the wagon. And I'm sure as a recovering alcoholic, that's really, you know, it's really hard to kick an addiction. You're going to have your ups and downs. It's not going to be 100% perfect, but you go in knowing that this is honestly a lifelong recovery. You know, it's never truly gonna be something of your past, really. You're kind of always going to be struggling with it in some way or dealing with it in some way. But you realize that if and when you do fall off the wagon, whatever happens, there's going to be consequences for it and you're going to have to face it. So at some point before she got drunk, before she had that first sip, you had to have known there's going to be consequences for your actions. Yeah, I don't think, you know, hey, sorry your trip got ruined, but, you know, even it doesn't sound like you were trying to offer any sort of solution. Like you were just hoping for him to be like, oh, okay, yeah, I understand, no problem. But there was no, you know, she can't afford it right now, but we will absolutely pay you back. Like we'll, you know, we'll do this, we'll do that. There, it doesn't sound like you were trying to give any sort of solution. Like you were just saying, yeah, no, they can't afford it, like ever.
Girl,
So
like, you think you finna come up in here and drink my good liquor and just go about your business? Like, absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely not.
Right.
Can you imagine somebody just coming up in your house and disrespecting your space like that? Like, I come home and my good liquor is gone. I might fight you in your sleep. You may wake up.
I know this hurt you. It's hurt you so bad.
Crystal, because all I can imagine is having one of them really expensive Hennessy's. Like, you know, one of them like ones that it's only like a certain limited number they made in the world or something. And I come home and I see that the lock been picked off of my cabinet. And you're absolutely getting fought in your sleep. You gonna wake up to me swinging my cast iron skillet at your legs. Like I'm finna your vacation is finna be ruined one way or the other, baby. I'm finna get this shit in cash or blood. Okay. You got to be out your fucking mind. But she did leave a little update. She said that she requested the money from her friend's sister. And her friend's sister sent her the money via e-transfer. And she and her friend from university weren't super close. They just ended up meeting up from time to time. So it wasn't a friendship that she was necessarily going to be devastated over losing. So I guess that's kind of where she got the cojones to be like, bitch, you finna pay me. Like, girl, you were staying here for free and you drink my good liquor? Like, absolutely not. Absolutely
Yeah.
not. But yes, thank you. I think we agree that she is not the asshole for requesting that money.
No.
She deserves every what the old folks say, every red penny.
Right. And honestly, you probably, once they told you that they weren't going to pay you or whatever, you probably should have gone ahead and reported it or something.
To the police. Somebody. Absolutely. This is a thief is in. There's a stranger in my house. Okay. Please come
Exactly.
get them. They're a thief. Well, thank y'all for joining us for another episode of the Tea and Crystals podcast. If you like what you heard, please leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, or wherever you are listening. While you're leaving the 5-star review, make sure that you leave us a written review. We would love to know what you think of the podcast, and we would love for y'all to tell other people what you think of the podcast, as long as it's something nice. If it ain't, keep it to yourself. If you like what you saw, make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe on YouTube. The YouTube has been YouTubing. Please go over there and join the YouTube sensation. If you have any questions, comments, or you would like to share your own story like listeners have before, you can do so at teaandcrystal@gmail.com. That is teaandcrystal@gmail.com. Make sure that you subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Facebook by searching Tea and Crystals Podcast. Follow us on TikTok at Tea and Crystals Podcast and on Instagram. Shout out to the Instagram. Just about 10, 12 episodes ago, we was low-key shading the Instagram. But Instagram, y'all are Instagramming. So thank y'all for that. Follow us on Instagram at Tea and Crystals Pod. Now, Crystal, do you have anything that you want to say to the people before we get the hell up out of her?
Yeah, I do want to say, for any of you guys who were catching our what would you do scenario, please leave comments about what you would have done. I would love to hear what some of you guys would do in the situation and why. Maybe we'll bring it to the podcast.
If you're watching on YouTube, we're going to pay attention to the YouTube. Leave a comment in the YouTube, okay?
Yes.
This is where we're going to be checking for these comments. Make sure you leave them in the YouTube, because we want to know what you got to say.
Yep, absolutely. And hopefully, I really liked that little segment. I would love for us to bring it back and have more of those.
Trust and believe. And baby, that was a light one.
Okay.
We finna go there.
Okay. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed everything, and we'll see you next week. Okay. Bye.
Bye, y'all.